I'd like to thank everybody for checking out my channel. This video is about enablers. Let's jump right in with a desperate wake-up call. You cannot force people to save themselves. In fact, you are being used as a battery pack that is being energetically siphoned. You can't help anybody by removing the consequences for their actions. No guilting, no shaming, no heartbreaking words are going to work in your favor. People have to be ready to help themselves. When a person requires an enabler to survive, they are already lost and in need of karmic intervention. This karmic intervention will come in the form of a rock bottom. Rock bottoms are spiritual necessity for many, especially when needing to break through addictions. Never rob a person of their own divine rock bottom. Once you have tried everything, the last thing you need to try is letting go and allowing the tower to fall. You are not helping your life or theirs by staying in their life to keep their boat afloat. You both need to wake up. You can't love problems out of people. Life doesn't work that way. I know religion will teach differently, but reality has proven that saviors don't come to save grown adults. This type of thinking isn't something that aligns in any form of reality whatsoever. We are required to savior ourselves. Healthy support is fine when needed, but the hard work required to build a soul is the responsibility of each soul. It is found internally. Rock bottoms are the desperately needed wake-up call that awakens the soul and puts it into action. Most of us will be thrown into the depths of life and quickly find out it's time to sink or swim. If you want to survive, you will need to start learning how to kick your legs and wave your arms real quick. That's how adults get things done in life. We are all ultimately responsible for ourselves. Get it done and don't do the additional work for others so they can avoid it. Tough love needs to hit every single direction in life. Tough love is based in masculinity, and it has been systematically removed from our society in large part for quite some time. That's why the communal balance has fallen out of alignment. The world is considerably favored in the materialistic aspects of life. This is the dark side, which has become toxic. This produces more dark beings, more narcissists, and more control. Love is the bind that brings the good things in life. When the world is more weighted in love as opposed to control, life becomes better for all involved. Our world society is mathematically derived from the average of our collective common mental state, meaning the average acceptance and intelligence levels will create the societal norms. This is why knowledge is so important. It's also why caring is necessary. However, we can only affect the common core singularly. This means we fix ourselves first. When we align with higher modalities of consciousness, we affect the whole collectively. The more people that align at the higher levels, the more we can effectively shift the entire species. This means that we will experience more peace and love in our lives when we align in light. Doing so will up the floor for negative experiences. We don't have to accept common, never-changing low levels. An elevated combined consciousness wouldn't allow it due to common tolerance. Ascension is beneficial in all ways. Ascension is the cosmic swim we are all required to learn how to do for ourselves. Part of aligning with a healthy collective is how we show up for ourselves and others. For example, the law of reciprocal effort is very real. The healthiest approach will always be beneficial for all. This includes boundaries for self to seek identically requested fairness as it pertains to our interaction with others within the collective. Reciprocity is merely the actions of balanced efforts. Matching energy with other people will tell you what you need to know. This means only put in similar efforts. This will tell you if the relationship is healthy and reciprocal. Otherwise, you are carrying the relationship and they are allowing you to help them avoid doing their own required work. This is out of alignment with the divine and the physical relationship. It is a mathematical mismatch desperately needing a discard. If healthy-minded living is what you truly seek, fairness is where you'll find it. Reciprocal efforts should be mathematically similar. This is common sense. It doesn't matter what excuses are being offered. It's not a misunderstanding. It's math. Cold hard facts. Who is outperforming who and why would anybody settle for a lopsided effort-based relationship? We get what our boundaries allow. If you set fair reciprocal effort as a major relationship non-negotiable, then fair relationships will be where you end up. Yes, this means dropping frequencies outside of your current frequency block due to misalignment. From there, your energy will be aligned with meeting or finding better. Of course, this only pertains to healthy mindsets, not overly demanding toxicity. We are all required to learn the difference. Hardline boundaries are both stop points as well as relationship tests. If healthy boundaries are consistently crossed, a very serious issue needs to be dealt with. Our boundaries are always evolving with newly acquired up-level perspectives. This means that as we learn to acquire higher levels and more mature perspectives, our character changes. When our character changes, our frequency changes. When we align to new perspectives, we have changed. We have begun to up-level the soul. This means that we outgrow many things in our past, most notably, many people who do not wish to grow with us. Once we stop growing together, the relationship will die on the vine and need to be pruned so we can elevate. It is not healthy for us to hold ourselves in lower frequencies. We are required to elevate and hope others we love will do the same. If we don't accept our path and align at higher levels, it comes down to living in others' toxic hell. If we are too weak to move on, karma will surely come in and make the decision for us. Our life path requires our soul's growth. Elevate and allow others to decide for themselves, but don't sit there wallowing when you know full well that you should be elevating and dropping other people's burdens. Those burdens are not your chosen direction, nor are they your responsibility. You need to be the guardian of your own life. If you are ascending, ascend. It's like a hot air balloon. The sandbags need to be dropped in order to drop the dead weight that holds the balloon down to the ground. This is also similar to the crab bucket mentality. When one crab is near escape, there will be several who pull it back into the bucket. Release people to the divine with love when you can no longer carry them and their burdens, especially when their karma begins to destroy your own life, as life is tough enough as it is. You don't need to pay negative karma that you are not responsible for. This is a very serious divine lesson. And no, this doesn't mean we stop helping in the occasions that loved ones have hit a tough spot in life. It's when those tough spots are permanent, repetitive, and invasive. New perspectives based in truth, responsibility, and balance will ascend your soul. Up-level your soul by doing what it takes. There's no tricking mathematical precision. Karmically speaking, you will have a pass or fail grade until you complete the work. Sometimes that work involves releasing toxicity and refocusing on self. Karma will always guide you through the canyon. We control the extreme nature of our karma in many situations. What you need to motivate yourself is always your choice. You'll see the writing on the wall. It will be up to you to act upon it. Here is where you decide whether you will choose change or if karma needs to turn up the heat. Choose wisely. Being weak is never the best option for growth. Growing pains are real. This leads to understanding the true nature of karma and ultimately what karma actually is. It's actually your agreement with the divine returning in energetic form to complete what your soul came here to do. Karma is our soul's friend. Whether we see it that way or not is irrelevant. The questions about why certain circumstances show up are not seen the same in the physical as they are in spirit. Many tough lessons alter our empathetic and sympathetic understanding. When we go through tough lessons, we understand them on a cosmic level. We understand that our pain is no different than any other. We become more ascended when aligning with overcoming difficulties. From here we learn compassion. Compassion is a major component we seek at Earth School. Karma is merely the energetic motivator sent by our higher selves for the purpose of soul growth and completing life lessons. Karma is ultimate tough love. The energy we seek attracts physical, mathematical, psychological, emotional, and spiritually precise life lessons. We mathematically attract karmic lessons continually and intrinsically based upon our soul's needs. Our overall goal is to build our character with real love and compassion for others. Love and compassion are the building blocks to which positive growth can be cultivated. With these basics in place, our soul starts to align with more responsibility. When this occurs, we begin to be pulled at a faster pace into proper symmetrical alignment. Expect to see the following traits grow exponentially: respect, honor, loyalty, reciprocity, fairness, peace, harmony, etc. A compassionate, loving character is in alignment with the divine source, our life paths, and ascension. Truth will ensure that everything is up front and on the table with the lights on for all to see. When we reach this basic level of fairness between ourselves and others, we are indeed on our path. Nobody is allowed to remove us from our chosen direction unless we allow them. Boundaries are there to stop BS in its tracks. How can we tell if we are being too much of an enabler? Your peace will begin to erode. Your boundaries will be continually tested and over-explained into dust. This is not where you want to live. Your character will let you know when you are ready to ascend. The manipulation won't hit like it used to, and the guilt will no longer control you once you choose yourself in a healthy manner. Healthy thinking literally changes the entire world. When we have an overabundance of healthy, no-nonsense people, this will change the global landscape for the entire collective. This is the needed quiet storm. Peace, strong boundaries, and truth are world-changing for the better. Healthy structure and responsible reciprocal actions create a better world. Understand that those not living in truth are 100% parasitical to other people's energy. This falls on the dark side. This is also where cluster B, narcissistic disorders, are found. We are all part of the narcissistic/codependent paradigm. Enabling is not where we all aspire to end up. It's unhealthy and lacks the important reciprocal component of self. Everything in life is a choice. You choose whether or not you're going to be a drain on the collective or a contributor. Karma will see to it that you eventually align in the positive. The time it requires depends a lot upon our own willingness to provide healthy efforts. Embracing responsibility and aligning in action accordingly lessens the blow of many karmic corrections. Align willingly and do what needs to be done. Those not living in truth bring down the energy of the entire planet and creates most of the negativity we are experiencing in our society today. It all comes back to that one thing: truth in all dealings. Living in truth is a real ascension standard. Raise your standard through responsibility. To all enablers, yup, I've been there myself. You will lose this battle. The only way to survive is to learn how to detach from toxicity and let go so your own soul can grow. Adults need to be able to make it on their own. You cannot force people to save themselves. If you stay, you are actually a battery pack that is being energetically siphoned by toxic selfish abusers, or at the very least a lazy childish person not wanting to grow up. These people are desperate for their own self-imposed rock bottom. Let them live through what they have created. That is how their soul learns, just like yours had to. Do not go against the divine order by invoking your will between the student and their rightful universal teacher. Let the lessons play out without your involvement. Let go. Heal yourself and your savior complex. Many times enablers enable because they are not wanting to fix their own lives. The rock bottom will many times be for you as well. You don't want to have to hit rock bottom before waking up. Most enablers need more masculinity to fully embrace a healthy relationship with self. Tough love is about putting your foot down and not feeling guilty about leaving it there. Learn to say no and mean it. That is literally all it takes. The magic words for enablers are no and strong boundaries. These are the tools that you are severely lacking. Karma will see to it that you receive these skills. How much of your own life you are willing to waste is up to you. Let them go. Let them learn. Even baby birds have a tough time learning to fly. If you coddle them in the nest into adulthood, they aren't learning anything. The birds ain't birding in the nest. Do not be a cog in others' life lessons and never share in negative karma that you did not create. Overly self-sacrificial is not heroic. It's detrimental to your entire life path. Deep state enablers are even willing to avoid being called a snitch, while opting for a prison sentence they never earned. Are you serious? Why would an innocent person take the fall for a criminal? Absolutely not. Do not ever destroy your life for others. Get out of it however you need to. You don't have to snitch. But if it comes down to you or the actual transgressor, there's no question whatsoever. You've been putting in the work and doing things right, but are willing to take the fall as an innocent person. That is weakness. You didn't come to this existence to pay others' way. You're not a great person for another person when you allow them to live your life in exchange for paying their karmic debt. That's not your responsibility and never will be. You are divinely responsible for yourself. Enablers, do not run the path of the fool and don't fool yourself into thinking that other grown adults are your responsibility. Share knowledge and wisdom when asked. Allow the seeker to employ their own efforts towards their own ascension. When they fail and karma is coming in to clean house, you don't want to be there. Get out of the way karmically or you will suffer the consequences you didn't earn with them. Do you really want to be those who have rightfully earned their misery due to their actions? Hell no. Let them grow up and become the change that they need. Nobody ascends a soul for another. That's not how it works. If you enjoyed this video, please check out my book and my website. The book is called Truth, the Frequency of the Divine, and my website is guardianspiritualadvisor.com. And if you want to help out, I have the donation tab available as well. I'd like to thank everybody for checking it out.